Thank you so much for agreeing to this interview. Can you please start by stating your name?
My name is Burnett. I was born in Trinidad and Tobago, but I currently reside in the USA.
Thank you so much, Mr. Burnett. We'd like to start with asking you some questions about your art. What inspired you to become an artist?
Art was always in my blood as a kid. I drew on scrap paper. I remember my dad brought home paper from the post office and I would just draw on them. And I was doing that from since 4 or 5 or 6 years old, and I always drew. And then I stopped off as a teenager and I didn't do any artwork for about 20 years. Then I got back into the current art I'm doing now, which is crushed glass on canvas.
Oh, wow. Now, what would you say would you attribute to the absence in your art? What caused you to stop during your teenage years? Do you care to share?
As a teenager, you want to do different things. Art was seen as just sitting there. Yes, my mind was creative, but I was not out there with the other kids. You want to be in with the other kids. You want to do other things. So, and then as you become an adult, you have to work. You have to go to college. You don't have time for the art. So, you put all those things in perspective. Art takes a backseat until you have time to do your artwork.
Right, I see. Okay, now you said that you used a different kind of media. Can you describe your art?
My media is crushed glass, and that could be beer bottles, water bottles, crushed marbles. I apply onto canvas. How I came up with the idea was sitting at my cubicle at work, and I was thinking of how light refracts or reflects through or on glass, and I was like, wow, it would look so nice to see light just going through these small particles. And I tried from small pieces until I was able to work my way up to big pieces like 6 feet by 5 feet.
Oh, wow. So you said you worked with glass. That must have been a challenging experience. Can you describe the biggest challenge you faced when beginning a new piece?
Well, one of the big challenges was that sourcing. Sometimes I dumpster dive for bottles. I'd be like, hey, that's a blue bottle. I'm going to take it out of the bin, clean it up, crush it. I also made my own machine where I will crush the glass into small pieces, and then I will filter them through a disc with holes, and then I will sift them through different sifters to get different particle size.
Wow, that sounds amazing. All right, we also noticed that some of your pieces included some painted work. Now, they say that an artist's work is never done. Can you tell us at what point in the process of your paintings do you feel like you begin to feel as if the painting is almost done?
It's done when I hang it on the wall.
Okay. Now, your painting, how has it influenced your life, or maybe even vice versa?
I don't call them paintings because I use no paints, no dyes, no color. I call it my work of art.
Okay.
My work of art inspired me in many ways. Like, it calms me down. That as a teenager, how I want to go out, I could come after work and just sit down and look at the artwork and say, okay, this is what I'm going to do tonight. Or on a Saturday morning, I'll just wake up and come to the artwork and look at it for hours and thinking, how can I work it? This is throwing this way or that way until I could get it the way I want it to look. Sometimes it's not the way it came out, how I had it drawn on paper, because the flow was not as it was presented in front of me.
Right. That sounds very inspirational. We noticed that you have what looks like a printed piece on the shirt that you're wearing. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Well, the printed piece represents this piece of art, and what I did is I have a machine called a DTG, direct to garment printer, that can turn any of my artwork into printed t-shirts. So what I plan to do is to economize my work and put them into printed t-shirts like this one we have here.
Wow, so that's amazing. Are you saying that these will now be available for purchase?
Yes, they'll be purchased, they'll be available for sale online.
Awesome. To close, can you tell us what inspires you most about your art?
The comments I get from people that it's unique, that your imagination has no bound, and you're just a great artist.
Wow. Well, Mr. Burnett, it was our pleasure spending this time with you. Thank you so very much.
Thank you very much.